Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve. It's been a minute since I booted up some Parasite Eve. I don't know why I took so long of a break from playing this game, but it's time to finish recording the initial playthrough here. Wow, that's a big jump in time. Did I save in the wrong slot or something? Or was the museum just a whole hour long? Well, whatevs. Let's finish up day 5 at long last. That's right, because I went back to the precinct. Okay, I went back to the precinct to do some stuff with Wayne. That's why I'm at the precinct. Gotta go back to the museum. Gotta finish this up. Gotta do some endgame boss fights. Gotta do some high-octane action sequences. Love the ending to this game, you guys. I love... Okay, I love how the story ends, and I love the final boss sequence. There's one part in the endgame that I absolutely freaking hate. And you Parasite Eve veterans out there will know, and you can leave a comment with a sagely nod, because you know what's about to happen. I have no idea why Carnegie Hall is still even on the world map. It's not like you can do anything there ever again. I don't even think you can go back inside to explore it. And here's a cop standing out front saying, "I can't let you in, Mrs. Superhuman Mitochondria Woman, who already killed all the monsters in this building. It's too dangerous." That's what he sounds like, because his mouth's full of donut. Okay. So, if I take this room up, it's the wrong way, according to my map, which I don't know why I got the maps back out. I'm done with the dungeon, but I guess I'm glad I am, because I had to glance down to it and remember to go around this way, rather than try to take the stairs up in the main lobby, because if I do that, I would get up to the 3rd floor, and I would have to circle all the way back around the 3rd floor, but if I go this way, I just gotta go through half of floor 1, then I'll be where I want to be on floor 3. Oh yeah. I kind of want to get into a fight and try out my new handgun. My new awesome handgun. Did I use the M93 or the M8000? I already forgot. But yeah, now we can use 2 actions. And you can see I've got 2 little action windows. Or I can use an action and cast a spell if I want. Which is awesome. Beautiful. And now my 2 shots are full-powered shots. I've basically doubled my attack power by using that. If you stick with rate of fire, each of your shots does much, much less damage. So the ideal thing is to have a gun with a rate of fire is 1, but that has 2 actions on it. I do believe much, much later in the game, in the post-game, after your 5th or 6th X game or whatever, you can get a 3-action weapon, which is insane. But it's not quite time to get that crazy go-nuts just yet. For now, we're just going to go up some stairs. And then up these stairs down here. Or down these stairs up here. No, that doesn't make any sense. We're not going down these stairs. Up these stairs south of here is what I meant to say. That makes the most sense. So many Christmas trees in this dungeon. You would think, just as a gag, Eve would try to bring one of them to life, you know? Just for funsies. Bring the Christmas tree to life and have a Christmas tree monster attack Aya. A very festive boss fight, as it were. So we want to go back up to the 4th floor, which we tried going up there earlier, but Eve had blocked off a door with mitochondrial vomit goop. So the monsters in here should be no problem now. In fact, I just one-shotted that pterodon. Well, 2-shotted him, but, you know, 1 round at least. 3 more bonus points. Why not? Why not drop 3 more bonus points on my gun? Why absolutely not, you know? Might as well. I've put 62 bonus points on this gun. Not all bonus points, though. Some of them were BPs, some of them were points from other weapons, but Since the start of the game, I've been very careful to make sure all of my points... Squish, 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 squish. I've made sure all of my points go on the same weapon. Eve's on the other side. Time for the showdown. Time to finish Eve off once and for all. Here's one thing that's always bugged me about this game. Like, even as a kid, this bugged the hell out of me. This scene is really creepy with the weird monster lady sitting on her throne, but she doesn't have any nipples. Why would you go through all the trouble of putting nudity in your game and just leave off the nipples? Like, are breasts less offensive without nipples? I guess that must have been the thought in the mid-90s. Like, it was perfectly okay to have a naked monster woman with obviously... Let's be honest, Melissa's had some augmentation done, okay? That ain't what God gave her. But if you leave the nipples off, it's perfectly fine. Now that just looks like bulbous flesh sacs, which might be a byproduct of the mitochondria. We don't know. She's a mutant. Anyway, that always bugged me. And I'm sure when I was a kid, when I was 15 years old, it bugged me because, oh, I wanted to see nipples, and now I don't get to see nipples. But now it bugs me just from a kind of derp perspective. Like, it makes the game sillier than this scene deserves. Like, this is the big showdown between Aya and Eve. And it makes sense that Eve is not wearing her dress anymore because, like, she sprouted 8,000 limbs and she's pregnant with a 400-pound ultimate being. We get it. She's, like, got scales and, like, a bunch of belly buttons and stuff, and her hair is congealed into some kind of giant spiky poo mass. With the dress no longer serves its functions. Whatever. She's made the transition from opera singer to horrifying endgame monster. Makes sense. But what did her body like repurpose the nipples for some other purpose? Like did it redigest, like absorb the nipples back into the creature? And for that matter, what did it do with the bags of silicone that were in there to begin with? I don't know. I don't know what use mitochondria would have for... Never mind, this subject is stupid. We need to move on. I love this hand. I love this giant skeleton hand covered in a pulsating mass of slime. And Aya is still not firing randomly. She is still composed. She's like, you know what? I got this. I just need to rethink things for a minute. And good thing that Dallas and Maida didn't break their legs on their way out of the second floor window of the museum. They're both waiting on the steps for her. That was nice. Oh, I saw her. And all the people from Central Park that now are some kind of giant slime golem protecting Eve. And now we learned something about Melissa's medication. Immunosuppressants. The last piece of the puzzle, which kind of, you know what, there is a puzzle to this game, like all the details fit and create a narrative, but it really doesn't matter. None of it really matters. Like, if you're interested in the story, it matters, and there was a time when I was very interested in the story, and I do like the story, I do. It's just, does it really matter how or why Eve is what she is at this stage in the game? Like, at this point, are we really concerned with exactly what kind of medication Melissa was taking and for what reason? The ship upon which it matters that Hans Klomp tricked her into taking immunosuppressants so that she could become the ideal host for Eve kind of lost in the shuffle now that she's a giant planet-destroying nanomachine creature. So Melissa received Aya's sister's kidney, and that's where all her mitochondria powers come from originally. Those powers eventually overtook Melissa, as we saw in the first act, and now she's a monster. Understanding all of this doesn't really help us at all. It doesn't really help us combat Eve in any way. What's going to help us combat Eve is liberal use of the Liberate spell that we have. And there we go. Everything falls into place. Not that this was a particularly stunning twist or everything. It's like we already knew who Melissa was and what Eve was doing to her. Like, immunosuppressants, we need to save that reveal for the final act, guys. That's the hard stuff right there. That's the tight little bow on this Shakespearean masterpiece. Listen, last time y'all sent jets into New York, it didn't work. So now they're going to do it again. Alright. This time I'm sure it'll work. Head for the Statue of Liberty. Which, of course, you've got to have a showdown at the Statue of Liberty at any game that takes place in New York. It's like, you've got to have the Statue of Liberty there. I remember seeing the movie Cloverfield, another movie about a giant, crazy mutant monster that attacks New York. It's okay. I remember reading, I forget where, but reading an article about, there's a scene in that movie where, like, the monster destroys the Statue of Liberty, and the head of the Statue of Liberty falls into a road right where the heroes are standing, and it's this gigantic head. And I remember reading they actually made the head look much, much bigger than it is in real life, because if they had just had a scale model of the Statue of Liberty head drop in the street, all of the moviegoers who have not personally had experience with the Statue of Liberty would not have believed the correct size. So they exaggerated the size of the head of the statue to make the movie look more realistic, because the actual size of the head would have looked less realistic to moviegoers who have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Just an amusing anecdote. I have not watched that movie in years. I'm gonna put that DVD in. That's how I'm gonna celebrate my my Parasite Eve win. I'm gonna put in Cloverfield and watch it. Good times. Ah. So now the Central Park people have gone from giant golem to just pulsating eggshell. And the Navy helicopters and jets are... What did you guys think was going to happen after last night? What did you honestly expect was going to occur here? Mitochondria fart laser. There you go. Sucks to be that guy. At least he didn't burn to death very slowly or melt into goo like previous pilots we've seen. At least he went out in a giant explosion. It was quick. Except this one helicopter. This helicopter made it through. Oh, Light is so endearing. This is what I love about the character. He's so... Like, Aya and Dallas know the helicopter's not going to damage them at all. It's the helicopter. Mida's never seen a helicopter before, except maybe in Die Hard. And he's having the same reaction as a moviegoer who doesn't know the correct size of the Statue of Liberty. Oh my god, helicopter! If it lands too close, it's going to chop my head off. I better duck. Fun little details and characters like that really sell this game to me. Sell the cast to me. Any character that doesn't have those little details doesn't have a name. Like this helicopter guy, clearly he doesn't have a name. It's just so distressing what they did to Mida's character later in the series, in Parasite Eve III. Alright. Lot more cutscenes to go through here. So somehow the Navy knows that Aya is the only person who can get close to Eve. I'm not sure how they know that. But... And also, I guess I was wrong. I guess these Navy guys both have names. William and Lynch. But they don't... They're not real characters. Forget what I said earlier about unnamed characters not having personality, because these two characters have names but no personality. Whatever. I was wrong. That somehow they know how that Aya won't burn up when she gets into proximity of Eve. And so... they're going to airlift her in for the final battle. Oh, I'm going up there, baby. I'm going to go up there, and Dallas, I'm going to be honest, the thought of that magnificent mustache is what's going to drive me to victory. I'm going to think when I get home that that's the reason for coming back, is to get reacquainted with the mustache. And please, yeah, don't clog up my inventory with more useless crap, Maida. Please, for the love of God. We still have that last Lucky Charm he gave us that it won't let us drop, which I guess I still owe you guys an explanation for that. There's a reason behind it. And it makes sense after the fact, but it also kind of feels like they could have come up with a better way to accomplish what they accomplished. Also, it is now December 30th. Yeah, 30th. And Aya took her jacket off. She was already walking around New York City in December with jeans and a light jacket, and now she took the jacket off and she's wearing a t-shirt. I don't get it. Right now, I live in Florida, and it's like 62 degrees outside, and I had a hard time taking my garbage out earlier. It was like so cold. I stepped outside, I'm like, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'll never see my dog or my wife again. But it was the thought of Dallas' mustache that pushed me forward. I had to push through the freezing 62 degree temperature. And it just occurred to me that we have Canadian and or European viewers watching like 62 degrees, holy crap. I'm talking Fahrenheit, guys. I live in America. 62 degrees Fahrenheit is relatively cool. Room temperature is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know the actual conversion between Fahrenheit and Celsius because I was never taught proper science being raised in an American school system. I do know that negative 40 is both. In Celsius and Fahrenheit, negative 40 is the same exact spot. You don't have to convert from there. I also kind of don't buy that the American military would purposely sacrifice like 4 soldiers for this particular mission. I think they would have found another way to do this. Because yeah, all those helicopter pilots flew in here knowing that they were going to explode and die. We just had to throw that in there with the helicopter moving through the gel hand. I don't know why. It was silly, I guess. It was fun. Yeah, see, Aya no longer cares about the details. Stupid details, we're gonna flush those down the toilet. Now it's time for explosions. She's gonna be really upset in a second here when, oh, now the missiles hurt it. When the plot requires it, clearly. She's gonna be really upset that she didn't bring her jacket in a minute here when she jumps out of this helicopter into the freezing temperatures. With wind chill on top of that, like, up in the atmosphere. Unfortunately, the statue does not come to life like in Ghostbusters. That would have also been pretty awesome in this game if like the final boss was the Statue of Liberty. Little too goofy maybe, but I wonder if the Statue of Liberty is the correct size in this game. We'll have to wait for the scene. And I'm gonna have to try to rely on my memory, like what size did it look like in Cloverfield where they said it was too big, and what size does it look like in relation to Aya's size here. We'll take a look. We'll see what we can see. Mitochondria chirps. I don't know why mitochondria make chirping noises. I don't know why Eve's head has hands. And I don't know how that lipstick stayed on through this whole ordeal. You would think, if nothing else, all of that vomit gel would have dissolved the lipstick, right? I guess not. Oh, now it's too dangerous to continue after you've willingly blown up like 4 of your guys. Yes, I'm going to save my progress here. Are you sure? Yes, we're going to save. I wouldn't, but there's a reason I have to save here. I would just power through the end. I know I can kill all the monsters, but there's a reason I have to drop a safety save here. Actually, I probably could have dropped it a little closer to the point, but mind it, nobody cares about your Lucky Charms, man. You've already given me 80 of them. Wayne is stashing them all in a drawer in his office. He's getting tired of me bringing it to him, to be completely honest. He's full up, is what I'm saying. Like right here. It's negative 16 degrees outside. Aya jumps out of a helicopter wearing a t-shirt. I don't think so. There's no way that's at all comfortable. Good thing she took those skydiving lessons, though. Aha! Of course it was me. Who did you think? No, that Statue of Liberty head is pretty big. I wonder if that's the correct size or not. I wonder if they even gave any thought to it. Aha! See, Aya's using Eve's evolution argument against her now. Why is it that humans kill? Why is it aliens always ask that question when they get to this point in the story? We have moral superiority because we kill, even though our argument is that humans kill, and that's why humans don't deserve to live. Something the Borg. We're wrong about history. We're wrong about being prosperous? I don't understand. I don't understand anything she's going on about here. But she has to die. She has to. She has to because I don't like that snake coil she's got underneath her 18 arms down there. And now that she's trying to take credit for all of human civilization, and any minute now she'll spring on us that she's a spawn of Lavos, I'm sure. Is she wearing shoulder pads? Can't tell. And it's like she's telling us we don't need the vehicles anymore, even though she purposely needed a host. Also, she's not pregnant anymore. She already gave birth. That already happened. We're too late. The Statue of Liberty is weeping at what's about to transpire here. Just the sheer... So we're going to go ahead and liberate the hell out of her. Oh, I should have shot her once first. I should have shot her and then liberated. Oh well. Because then I would have got one shot in and then my second action would have been liberate. But doing it this way, I'm going to liberate and then be stunned and lose my second action. I could have stacked like 100 more damage in on this. Oh well. This might actually be another good fight for the rocket launcher if you're going to tough it out with a weapon. Because the arena is so big. And the rocket launcher has so much range. Wow, okay, how many items do I have? I got lots of medicine and stuff, so that should be okay. Oh, and that burst damage. So yeah, using the gun here is going to be good times. Look at all that damage. I have not done any X games. It's just all the bonus points went into one weapon in this game. Ooh, that was a loud sound. Did I kill part of you, Eve? Did I kill the part of you that doesn't know how to love? Excuse me, I'm allergic to mitochondria magic arrows. Okay, well I'm not standing for this anymore. So the first form is dead and my PE is almost tapped out. Enough of this nonsense. Now I'll show you my true power. Why didn't you show me your true power from the beginning? Why go through the whole rigmarole? Again, this is not what evolution means, Eve. This is mutation. What you're doing is mutating, not evolving. You have no idea what evolution means. You are a terrible scientist. So now she's shed all the extraneous limbs and everything, and the form she's chosen for her ultimate, most powerful form is that basically of a human with wings. That's basically what she's going with here. She made all this nonsense about how humans are weak and stupid and pointless, and she came right back around to it in the end. I'm poisoned, but I don't care. We're going to shoot once, and then we're going to liberate. And I think this might... I probably won't finish her off, but we'll get close. I've got a bunch of medicine fours and revives. I'm not really worried about dying. She's taking less damage this time, though. 270 instead of 300 something from each hit. So I guess Liberate might have... Like, it was worth using in the first form because it takes that long for the PE to fill back up, but you can't hit all three parts of her first form with it. No, it did finish her off. Holy crap. That was it. One shot, one Liberate. I don't understand. I know you don't understand because you don't understand the concept of evolution. This entire plan of yours hinged on you thinking you're further evolved when really you're just basically a sack of cancer. Go ahead, just take your naked self on out of here. That's what happens when your arms are made of glass. They shatter, and then you fall to the ground. Watch this creepy-ass face she makes here, guys. Oh my god, here it is. Ugh. Oh, that's the creepy crawlies there. And as she melts with this, like, horrid Mona Lisa smile on her face. And that's the end of Eve. No, see, Aya, you don't understand evolution either. You don't get it. And you're also talking to someone who's dead. Eve can't think about anything because her brain just turned into soup.